images in our 25th anniversary commemorative book. Order your copy today and see more video from the last 25 years by visiting DiscoverWisconsin.com. We're going to take a moment to catch our breath, and when we come back, we're talking about my favorite subject, food. Discover Wisconsin is brought to you by Chevy, with a full lineup of award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. And by North Star Mohican Casino. There's only one North Star.
What makes Wisconsin, Wisconsin? Well, one thing's for sure. The phrase America's Dairyland tells only part of the story. And now there's a new book to tell the rest. Introducing Discover Wisconsin, discovering the very best of the Badger State. Created by the storytellers of Discover Wisconsin, the book's 25 chapters take readers to every corner of the state to celebrate this unforgettable gem of a destination. Call today to order your copy.
Each night, billions of stars paint the sky, but one star shines brighter than all the rest. Introducing a destination unlike anything the Northwoods has seen before. More spacious, luxurious, and action-packed than ever. A place filled with incredible amenities and endless good times, where you can come to play all day and stay all night. Discover North Star Mohican Casino Resort. There's only one North Star.
Wind. Nature has the power to make it. It's plentiful, clean, and fully renewable. At American Transmission Company, we put the power of wind on the wires. Our transmission lines carry this green power from its source to your community, to power your everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
The Journal Sentinel Sports Show returns to State Fair Park March 7th to the 11th. Check out the all-new Big Buck Pavilion with new contests and great speakers like Larry Weishuhn, Mr. Whitetail. Catch the Chevy dealer's main stage with the Iron Jacks Timber Team, the one-of-a-kind Realtree Camo Chevy Silverado truck, and Donnybrook Kennel. Book a trip. Get great deals on fishing and hunting gear. The Journal Sentinel Sports Show, March 7th to the 11th. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and check out MilwaukeeSportsShow.com.
I live for moments like this. The weather is perfect, the kids happy, and the coals are just right. At times like this, only one brand will do. Trigg Smokehouse. No wonder they won the World's Best Brat Award.
With over 15 fresh and flavorful varieties, there's always something new to try. Trigg Smokehouse Bratwurst, a Northwoods tradition, exclusively at Trigg's.
Discover Wisconsin is proud to celebrate 25 years in the making. We would like to thank these sponsors for joining us in our celebration. Visit our 25th anniversary page on DiscoverWisconsin.com, where you can visit our sponsors' websites and like us on Facebook. Welcome back to the episode that's been 25 years in the making on Discover Wisconsin.
Emmy, order up.
Thanks, Todd. If there is one thing we love to feature, it's food. Whether we're looking for the best cheeseburger or the newest microbrew, don't hesitate to tell us your favorites at our Discover Wisconsin Facebook wall, because I love sampling everything. Speaking of sampling, Wisconsin is custom made for it. Did you know there are different types of popcorn? No joke. Just take a quick stop in Rural Route 1 popcorn and see if you can taste the difference, along with some truly unique gourmet flavors. Hey, what's that one?
Our standard flavors would be the Kaneko CC Winkle, RC Snackle, Cherry Cheesecake, Deluxe Caramel, and then Caramel. In the cheese varieties, we have cheddar cheese, jalapeno, ranch, sour cream, and then the white pepper cheddar corn. You can get those all year round.
I'd bet $1 each of you out there has a sweet tooth. Lucky for you, it can be satisfied all over the state. From local chocolatiers making delectable homemade treats to candy outfitters who ship their creations all over the country. Sweet! For our next stop, you don't need a personal sommelier to taste the fruits of these laborers. Many wineries in Wisconsin grow their own grapes and other crops to create award-winning concoctions. Do you know what Spotted Cow, Blonde Doppelbock, and Hopalicious are? Aha! So you've probably already visited one of the many custom breweries Wisconsin's noted for.
And I love Wisconsin. And so we make beers that not only do we think people will enjoy around here, but also have names that reflect Wisconsin, like Spotted Cow is pretty well known. And of course, Wisconsin's well known for their dairy industry, so it's a good fit.
Actually, Wisconsin's brewing heritage is so strong that the National Breweriana Association chose Potosi for the National Brewery Museum. Located in the historic Potosi Brewing Company building, posters, mirrors, and artifacts from around the world artfully reveal this history. Okay, I'm reading your mind. How can we talk about beer, wine, and chocolate without mentioning another iconic staple of the state, cheese? Did you know that we've been making cheese in this area before Wisconsin officially became a state? Today, we proudly produce over 600 varieties. Let's see. If I sample one a day, that's almost 2 years worth. Whoa! So there will always be something new to sample. Even though I've only been discovering Wisconsin for under a year, one of the most asked questions I've heard is, where is your favorite place to eat? It's a really hard question, but I know our crew loves to stop at Delta Diner in Northwest Wisconsin. Outside and in, it's an iconic diner. That is, until you open the menu.
Mary, you got 2 minutes on a Greek and a Pedros.
Biscuits and gravy.
Greek omelet. It is artichokes and Kalamata olives, feta cheese, the tzatziki sauce on it. Awesome.
Lucky Denny is all about hash browns and green peppers and onions and sriracha sauce on the side for sure.
And it tastes like parent cake inside.
So this is really exciting. I'm used to seeing all of the good food come out of the kitchen up front, but we're actually behind the scenes, and we're going to get to see what's being made.
This is a base chipotle sauce. What we have is we have chipotle peppers, we have an adobo sauce here, we've added a bunch of spices to it, and then just blanched carrot.
All right, on to the chorizo, which you love because it's local.
This is 6th Street Market. They make their own chorizo. They got a fantastic meat department. So we're just going to let this crank up. And we're going to brown it really well. And then the paste that we made just a few minutes ago, once this gets browned up, broken up, we're going to mix that in, and then there are a number of other ingredients we'll put into it, let it simmer, and it's the beginnings of the Pedro sauce.
Does this sound great or what?
Yeah, this is the fun part about cooking.
Ready to go. We then took all the ingredients up front, where I learned a valuable cooking tip.
The key to perfect over easy egg is a cool grill.
We finished the Pedro's Mex Benny by grilling the corn bake, frying 2 eggs, and topping it all off with the piping hot sauce we made in back.
And then it's good to go.
Look at that. Wherever you live in the state, you're bound to have a special place to eat, right? Go ahead and share your favorites with us by visiting our Facebook wall and see more of our foodie adventures in our commemorative 25th anniversary book. Just visit DiscoverWisconsin.com to order your copy and see more bonus clips from the past 25 years. When we come back, we'll reveal some year-round attractions to consider for family getaways. And a little later, the unusual, weird, and things that make you ask, what's that? You better stay with us. Closed captioning for Discover Wisconsin is brought to you by American Transmission Company.
American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
For America's best gourmet soda experience, tour Sprecher Brewery and Gift Shop. Discover what we mean by fire brewed. Taste all 8 Sprecher sodas, including the root beer that made Wisconsin famous. Visit us online or wherever fine sodas are sold.
Some shredded cheese is made from processed cheese-like ingredients. Really? But Sargento cheese is always shredded from 100% natural real cheese. Every single shred, like our handcrafted artisan blends of small batch sharp cheddars, or a Grana Padano from Italy. So your dishes will have rich, authentic flavor. Now that really looks good. Sargento. Taste the real difference.
Ah, Wisconsin. With 15,000 lakes and rolling terrain crisscrossed by thousands of rivers, much of our state bears the marks of its glacier-carved past. Add in thriving cities and picturesque rural towns, and you have a landscape where adventure awaits at every turn. Wisconsin Trails magazine celebrates the story of our state through award-winning photography and writing. Join the state's ice climbing community. Discover the artistry behind tattoos and spear sturgeon on Lake Winnebago in the January-February issue of Wisconsin Trails.
School break coming up? Try a school escape at Wilderness in Wisconsin Dells. Indoor watery thrill slides, high velocity excitement, and plenty of ways to have fun all day long. Remember, you have to stay at Wilderness to play at Wilderness. So, get to wildernessresort.com or have your parents call 800-867-WILD.
Explore more Wilderness.
Hey, if you're out there discovering Wisconsin, you probably travel as much as I do. That's why we have travel tips to ensure that your trip is safe and fun. I turn on the radio. To discover more travel tips, just visit DiscoverWisconsin.com and click on the Extras tab at the top of the page. Oh, here's our exit. You're gonna love this next stop. Discover Wisconsin wants to hear from you. Follow us on Twitter for updates from the road and chances to win great prizes. Then share your vacation stories with us on our Facebook wall and see behind-the-scenes photos from the crew. Get connected with Discover Wisconsin. Celebrating 25 years of the Badger State today on Discover Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 4 seasons provide ever-changing backdrops, unlike many other states, creating a variety of outdoor recreational and vacation opportunities. Then there are other attractions, activities, and places to visit any time of year, no matter the season or the weather. If Wisconsin had an official sport that almost anyone could participate in, it would have to be bowling. From the young to the young at heart.
That's what keeps me going and keeps me young. I hang around with these young guys, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of them call me Pops and Grandpa, and it makes me feel good.
Bowling caters to every age and skill level. And if you still want to bowl with manual pin setters and no automated ball returns, just take a trip to Milwaukee's Holler House. Yes, you'll have to keep your own score too. If running water is your ticket to fun, consider this. Just about everyone knows that Wisconsin Dells is the water park capital of the world. And with 16 million gallons of water and hundreds of slides, it's hard to argue. But did you know that Wisconsin Dells is also the birthplace of the indoor water park? Cowabunga! Today, Wisconsin Dells offers aquanics, that's you water lovers out there, over 20 water park properties and is home to the largest indoor-outdoor water park resort in the country. Bringing the excitement of the water park inside helps you weatherproof your summer vacation and gives you a reason to never put away your swimsuit. But don't take our word for it.
This is great because when it's really cold outside and the sun's shining, it really warms up in here and almost feels tropical.
It's so simple. You can just sit back, relax, and the kids just play.
We usually go to Mexico, but with airfare prices being so expensive, it's very nice to just take a small trip and be able to get the sun and the effects of the beach at the same time.
Absolutely. Every year you'll find new indoor attractions in the water and out. This is the new ropes course at Wilderness Territory, and man, I gotta hurry, these kids are quick. Many resorts in the Dells are adding to their watery attractions. Plan your visit and be ready to learn the ropes, golf with the fishes, and simply spend a lot of family time together. Let's get back to the water theme as we visit our next year-round indoor attraction. Immerse yourself in the world of water at Discovery World in downtown Milwaukee. Create your own thunderstorm on a working scale model of all 5 Great Lakes. Save on airfare as you take a vacation to the coral reefs of the Caribbean without leaving the state. Not far from the water, the technology building unravels the mysteries of science with a blend of artistic and educational flair. The centerpiece is a kinetic structure that unfolds before your eyes to over 40 feet tall.
It's done by the engineer and artist Hoberman. And Hoberman created this double heliosoid, which expands and contracts, so it's a math model, but it also is a model of DNA and how it spirals upon itself.
Just a short walk down the block, you'll find another Lake Michigan shoreline original, the Milwaukee Art Museum, designed by Santiago Calatrava. The building itself is a work of art, which houses various works of art inside. Okay, it seems there's a museum somewhere in Wisconsin dedicated to just about everything you can imagine, and some that may be a little hard to imagine. The world's largest angel collection lives in Beloit and includes over 600 black angels donated by Oprah Winfrey. Wisconsin Rapids native Grim Natwook had a hand in creating this animated icon, and you can see many of his other notable characters in the South Wood County Historical Museum. Bring back childhood memories and be a kid again in Burlington. Here you can play with some unique spinning tops and see a wide collection of yo-yos and other games. Various museums in Wisconsin honor the rich history of automobiles and cycles. However, one that focuses on what makes them run caught our attention. Northwood's Petroleum Museum in Three Lakes presents a free look at pumps, signs, cans, and other automotive artifacts. Come discover even more indoor attractions and other must-see destinations we've visited over the years by ordering our commemorative 25th anniversary book on DiscoverWisconsin.com. When we come back, we'll explain what this is. But first, here's the Discover Wisconsin calendar of events brought to you by American Transmission Company. Discover Wisconsin is brought to you by North Star Mohican Casino. There's only one North Star. And by Chevy, with a full lineup of award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
I'm Randy Sprecher, and at Sprecher Brewery, we offer you great taste from Wisconsin. From Lake Michigan water to new hop yards in central Wisconsin, plus barley and malting from throughout the state. At Sprecher Brewery, we offer you great flavors from Wisconsin.
Each night, billions of stars paint the sky, but one star shines brighter than all the rest. Introducing a destination unlike anything the Northwoods has seen before. More spacious, luxurious, and action-packed than ever. A place filled with incredible amenities and endless good times, where you can come to play all day and stay all night. Discover North Star Mohican Casino Resort. There's only one North Star.
The starting flag isn't the only thing green at racetracks around the country. More and more race cars are going green by using an ethanol blend. Even NASCAR is fueling up with Sunoco Green E15 for the first time this year. And where does ethanol come from? Corn, produced by Wisconsin farmers and others like them across the country. The Wisconsin Corn Growers Association. From race cars to your car. Power, performance, and now a promise for a cleaner future. And that's good for all of us.
What if there were no foster care programs for our children in need? What if there were no law enforcement to keep our communities safe? What if we couldn't get safely to our destinations because our roads weren't maintained? Every day, in every corner of our state, Wisconsin counties are hard at work, ensuring that the quality of life we enjoy is both protected and thriving. We are the Wisconsin Counties Association. To learn more about the programs and services your county provides, visit us on the web at wicounties.org.
The Journal Sentinel Sports Show returns to State Fair Park March 7th to the 11th. Check out the all-new Big Buck Pavilion with new contests and great speakers like Larry Weishuhn, Mr. Whitetail. Catch the Chevy dealers main stage with the Iron Jacks Timber Team, the one-of-a-kind Realtree Camo Chevy Silverado truck, and Donnybrook Kennel. Book a trip. Get great deals on fishing and hunting gear. The Journal Sentinel Sports Show March 7th to the 11th. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and check out MilwaukeeSportsShow.com.
Discover Wisconsin is proud to celebrate 25 years in the making. We would like to thank these sponsors for joining us in our celebration. Visit our 25th anniversary page on DiscoverWisconsin.com, where you can visit our sponsors' websites and like us on Facebook. Welcome back to 25 adventurous years of discovering Wisconsin. As you drive around our state, you'll undoubtedly come across some things that turn your head and make you say, what's that? And we're not just talking about giant wildlife, big bikers, and ginormous letter M's. These are genuine, full-blown attractions, events, and one-of-a-kind things where seeing is believing. On the outside, this may look like just a 4.5-story tall, 1.5 city block long giant fish, right? However, this shrine to anglers is part of the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame and Museum in Hayward. Fish on! If you like the revving sound of a chainsaw slicing through lumber like it's butter, just stay in Hayward, which also hosts the Lumberjack World Championships. 3 action-packed days with competitors from around the world cut, chop, climb, and run their way to national recognition.
You know, it's so exciting, it's thrilling, there's so much to see. It's action-packed. I mean, it's non-stop action, and you're seeing amazing athletes from all over the world just competing their heart out and really putting it all on the line, and I think it's a tremendous experience.
This is a bong bird.
From chainsaws to welders, Jurassic Park is the creation of amateur paleontologist Clyde Winia and his wife Nancy. And as the story goes, Clyde excavated and recreated the natural inhabitants of McMillan Marsh just outside Marshfield.
These were all the extinct creatures used to inhabit the marsh during the Iron Age, and I like to dig them up and weld them back together.
While marveling at the extinct creatures like the Whirlysaurus and the Gutsy Dragon, it won't take long to realize the creator is just as unique as his creations. Many other significant people have ties to Wisconsin, and it was right here in Baraboo where 5 brothers put laughter and Big Top entertainment on the map.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest show on earth!
Relive your childhood when you visit Circus World.
They will see it come alive before their very eyes through the historic lithograph posters, through the costuming. More than 200 circus wagons that we have within our collection.
We stopped in as they were restoring a classic piece of Americana. Restoration work on these historic circus wagons began back in the 1960s, and as you can see, it still continues today. Now, Heavy, you haven't been here since the 60s, but for over 30 years, what have you seen during your time here?
Oh, lots of things. I've worked on every wagon that's in the place at one time or the other. It's a great job. I love doing it. You know, we can restore this old stuff back the way it was, and that's what I like to do the most.
Whether you live or vacation in Wisconsin, there's a story waiting to be discovered. And we love reading your stories on our Discover Wisconsin Facebook wall. It is amazing to look back and see all of the people and places that Discover Wisconsin has visited over the last 25 years. I am excited and truly blessed to start the next 25 with you. Whether it's here in Eagle River where it all began or celebrating our 350th episode later this year, thank you for discovering Wisconsin with us.
You know, Wisconsin is filled with so many exciting things to do.
So travel Wisconsin and find out for yourself.
There's a destination just waiting to be discovered by you.
For more information and bonus video from the episode, go to DiscoverWisconsin.com. While you're there, click on the Cadiddle link to watch entire episodes from this season or past seasons. And don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discover Wisconsin Radio all across the state. Okay, it already smells great.
So
Get in there,
just-
smell that.
My son's car was painted at Mako. He liked the work, but I liked the price.
I took my 2-year-old Chevy to Mako. Can't even tell I was in an accident.
Mako does collision?
Sure, they do lots of new car collision. The work's great.
No wonder customer satisfaction is so high. Choose Mako for paint.
And collision.
Mako, the body shop that paints cars, has 2 great specials.
Need collision repair? Mako is now offering 20% off body labor.
And to make that old finish look new again, Mako's most economical paint finish is only $2.99.
Call today to take advantage of these great offers.
One woman, one powerful savings tool, one chance to hunt down the right insurance at the right price. The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive. Ready, aim, save.
got my phone.
The Name Your Price tool. Now available on your phone. Get a free quote today.
Animation Domination is your Sunday destination.
What's going on?
Not exactly sophistication, and no need for explanation. The only thing to do is chew off my arm. Oops.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 6.
Do right there. Boy, you give him the green light, and boy, Hunter better watch out. Just 2 up now through 14.
I gotta believe Hunter's knees are gonna start a knocking.
Let's go up to 15.
All right, that's where they're heading, and it is drivable. This was a moment ago. Wilson's second with Westwood just over.
Just bump it in there. Good shot.
So a very good chance for a birdie 3 for Wilson, and now we're live for Westwood. He's already missed his eagle attempt, so from this distance, Dottie, for birdie.
In fact, he was further away from the hole than Mark Wilson was and putted first. And this is a very, very important birdie putt. Has really struggled with the putter today, but not there.
Westwood trying to hang in there against Wilson. He's going to have a putt to keep his 2-up lead and match the Westwood birdie. And Johnny, I was taken by your comment about Mark Wilson. You have that higher respect for him in his game that if he continues to play well this year and he doesn't make the Ryder Cup points list automatically, you'd think Davis Love should pick him, huh?
Yeah, there's just not many guys on tour that can make putts to win golf tournaments, and he's got that ability, which really is good in match play because every hole is like a match in itself. So this guy's got the it factor when it comes to making putts when he needs to.
And you're looking at a match we could see later in the year. in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wow. You know, with all that building him up, he shoves it.
And so now Wilson just one up with 3 to play.
That was an awful long backswing, wasn't it?
Brand new episode of The Celebrity Apprentice comes your way tonight at 9/8 Central here on NBC. Donald Trump presiding over things as usual. Here's a good look at the whole location.
Wow, this match has gotten real interesting in a hurry.
Buzz in the air.
Ever since the chip in for Eagle on 11, Rory has played like the guy we've seen all week.
Yep, he was 4 down, Johnny, through 10. The Eagle hole out at 11. And then they have the 12th, and then birdie.
He was considering the 3-wood for a minute, Johnny, but now has gone to the driver.
315. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem that he's in between clubs, to be honest with you, because if he tries to lay off it, he might hit that hook that was killing him on 6, 7, and 8. Don't you think, Gary Koch? Are you right there?
Yeah, Johnny, I would agree. I mean, usually when you try to take a little something off, the tendency is to slow down and let the club head pass too quickly.
So this is if he had a cut, don't you think, Mark, a nice towering cut, he could land it right on the front of the green. That would be the shot, I would think, if you could do it, because that takes distance off.
That is exactly what he has done. It's just a little bit right of the hole, needs to hang on.
Oh, man. What a beautiful shot. Will that come back? There's a hill right there. Should come back.
Little trough there to bring it back a little closer. And he's going to have a very good look at an eagle. Well, great shots require a great perspective from high above. And Rory, his tee shot here at 15.
What a beautiful towering cut shot. 22 years old, and he just hits a shot that's 3 feet left of the flag when he needs it. I mean, that could have been stiff. That ball could have been a foot from the hole. It was the right distance.
Mahan to answer.
Is that going right?
Well, it's at the right side of the green and holding its line, but it'll probably kick right, I would think. Oh, no, it looked to get a straight hop.
Oh, it got a left top. It got a left top. But that's a tough little chip shot, actually, because it's up and over.
McIlroy trying to continue the comeback in the desert. Mahan handy right in front of that green at 15.
The VRS driver was designed to hit the ball as far as possible. That's why the engineers who designed it focused their efforts on the one part of the club that actually hits the ball.
So this performance basketball is another way Bridgestone is bringing its tire technologies to the world of sports.
You got it. The same Serenity technology that absorbs road noise with our Turanza tires is being tested here with the help of Tim Duncan and Steve Nash.
So how exactly would this revolutionize the game?
It's quiet.
What's that?
That's our sleeping baby test.
At Bridgestone, our passion for performance knows no bounds.
With HSBC Premier, you can seamlessly link your HSBC accounts worldwide and move money between them, enabling you to manage your children's financial needs today while planning for their tomorrow. Whatever that tomorrow may be. Live life without boundaries with HSBC Premier from the world's local bank.
No success is overnight. It's about working harder and smarter. It's the culmination of a million decisions. It's where you see yourself going and how you choose to get there. The all-new 2013 GS. Our boldest response ever. There's no going back.
This summer,
the greatest athletes come together in London. Experience their remarkable stories as the entire world watches. The 2012 London Olympics, coming this summer to the networks of NBC Universal.
Both matches have tightened up considerably here. Consolation match, Westwood within 1 of Mark Wilson, and Rory McIlroy is within 2 now of Hunter Mahan. So the Euros are storming back here against the Americans in the 2 remaining matches here at the Accenture Match Play Championship. Hunter Mahan, who had a 4-up lead through 10, now leads by 2, 4 holes to play. Came up just short here at the par 4 15th. Roger?
Well, this as little pitches would go. Not a terribly difficult one, but this at times has been Hunter's Achilles heel. He has a couple of choices here. He could putt the ball, or he could pitch it onto the green. And it looks like he's got the putter out, which he's going to have to run it through about 20 feet of shortcut grass before it gets to the green.
Yeah, and if he leaves it short, it could roll right back, right?
Yes, there is a false edge here. This one is, let's call it the safe play, not the play to get it, to try to hole it necessarily, but the safer play.
Interesting, Roger, in gaining this new confidence with his short game. He says, in the old days, I used to go to that putter a lot more, and now it's kind of maybe reverting back. Pressure of this championship on the line. McIlroy making him feel the heat a little bit.
Yeah, more than a little
Stand still, please, everyone. Stand still behind the green. Thank you.
We have talked about it. We even talked about it last year as Hunter was battling for the FedEx Cup title. Uphill chip, false front, same thing we got going here. Microscope was all over him and Graham McDowell in the last match at Wales to decide the Ryder Cup. So he's going to putt this one up the hill.
Smart club to hit.
I'd say so.
That was very nicely done. Look at, he's smiling like, woo, that worked out well.
Speaking of that Ryder Cup, Johnny, he remarked afterward, he said, you know, there's no way I'm going to feel what I felt that day on those last couple of holes. He just said there's no way, even contending at majors and big championships and having a chance to win, I know I can take something from that experience, he said, and use it where I go in the future. He said, I felt honored to be in that scenario. So that's a guy who had a great attitude about it, met the press, talked about it, and maybe he is using it today to try to pick up his second WGC title. Now McIlroy for eagle, which could win the hole outright.
Well, the break is definitely to the left on this putt, Johnny. The issue is going to be the pace, because he can't just have it screaming as it's going to the hole.
Well, not a very good effort, really. Always left. You got the ball low of the hole, kids out there. You can't talk to it. If it's a high of the hole, you can do a little begging.
And Hunter wants to see this birdie for the half.
It's just right back in the fall line, I think, Mark. It's pretty straight.
And it looks a little longer from this angle from above.
Yeah, this is as close as some of them we've seen that were given. I'm going to say it's just 4 feet or so.
It's a very easy putt, except for the pressure.
So it does remain doable for McIlroy, but a big up and down for Mahan to keep the 2-up lead. 3 holes to play now as they head to 16 and up ahead at the 16th in that consolation match. Just a moment ago, Wilson for birdie. He's been trying to stave off a charging Westwood.
Look at this putt. The valley's to the left. It's not supposed to do that.
So Westwood with an opportunity to win his 3rd straight hole and square the match.
Again, breaking away from the valley. That's a fooler.
So a slim 1-up lead with 2 to play in the consolation. And we've been talking about it all week long, how the field has really improved each and every year at the Honda Classic. It's gotten better this year. Tiger's going to play there for the first time. McIlroy will be there. Westwood begins Thursday The Bear Trap Honda Classic Golf Channel. It begins and then continues Saturday, 3 Eastern Time on NBC.
That's going to be really exciting. That Bear Trap, Jack Nicklaus did such a super job designing that. Those holes are amazing in the wind.
Well, Hunter Mahan, 29 years old, just celebrated his 1-year anniversary. Married former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader Candy in January of 2011. And he was kind of the perennial bachelor out here on tour, but I think that Hunter would admit that his improved play out here has really coincided with that kind of part of his life that has settled down. He feels at peace. Candy is here. They've been here all week long, and in fact, they're building a 19,000 square foot home in Dallas. And that mansion is going to include an underground parking garage, an underground basketball court. I mean, Hunter, who's made more than $18 million in career earnings through the years, is a guy that likes his toys and
likes old cars and hot rods. And yeah, he's got a good life now.
But a big shot here for Rory McIlroy at this 191-yard par 3.
Well, the wind is into Rory here a little bit and from the left. And as you well know, Johnny, that on a downhill hole where the ball stays in the air longer, the wind's going to affect it more.
Yeah, the group ahead didn't have any trouble. And usually when you see a group knock it close, it means that there's nothing too tricky about it.
He needs to make a 2.
Or get a little help with a bogey on Hunter's part.
Cannot afford to lose the hole.
Loses the hole, the match is over, 3-2.
This one is very high and right of the hole.
Not bad, you know, not about what he wanted, but like I said, putting the pressure on Hunter, you got to, you know, that shot that Rory hit on the last hole, having birdied the hole before, you know, the old Hunter might have folded a little there, but boy, that was one great birdie on top of Rory. I'm very proud of him for responding the way he did and knocking that putt up the hill for a leaner. So we'll see what he's got here. Roger.
Well, as Mark said, the wind, what there is of it against him from the left, but really very calm right now. Not much wind blowing.
I'm not feeling any hurt. I certainly don't.
You just got to try to keep this ball right of the hole, John. You don't want to go over there to left. There's no reason to.
Yeah, he can't afford to give a hole away right now. He needs to just keep making those pars on these tougher holes.
That's today.
This is a 7-iron he's got out.
191 yards.
Well, this well right. This hit the very right side of the green.
Got the ground hook and good distance control. That's a heck of a shot. That is a really good shot.
Just about hole high for Hunter Mahan. He's trying to spoil the potential #1 coronation for Rory McIlroy.
The easy thing for corporations to do is to give money. With the Skills to Succeed program, Accenture is now committed to really invest their time and their expertise.
I went from working at a sandwich shop to being the first college graduate in my family.
Management consultants, business people, really working side by side. You know, from there, the fire of ambition will take over.
I had a lot to learn, and trying to get a business going was extremely tough.
By 2015, the Skills to Succeed program at Accenture is aiming to serve 250,000 people throughout the world with the skills that they need to succeed.
My family, they thought, wow, this girl has changed a lot.
How simple it is at the right time with the right opportunity and the right guidance to have this kind of impact.
They gave me the confidence to get my job. Now I have to go higher and higher.
In the next 10 years, I'll be running my own company.
What if we told you that Cadillac borrowed technology from Ferrari to develop its suspension system? Or what if we told you that Ferrari borrowed technology from Cadillac to develop its suspension system? Magnetic ride control, pioneered by Cadillac. Perfected in the 556 horsepower CTS-V. We don't just make luxury cars. We make Cadillacs.
Tonight, the Blackhawks and Ducks kick off 4 straight nights of hockey on the NBC Sports Network. And next Sunday, the Stanley Cup champion Bruins take on Henrik Lundqvist and the Rangers. Blackhawks, Ducks tonight. Then Bruins, Rangers next Sunday on NBC.
Good crowd closing in on the green at 16, and Hunter Mahan, possible for him to close McIlroy out here as he is well inside with his birdie putt upcoming. First it'll be Rory to go. Mark?
Well, he hasn't made one like this all day long, and it's amazing sometimes how in match play, if you could get one in the hole, you can sort of pull a cover over it behind you. But this is not an easy putt. It's got some left-hand break at first, and then we'll straighten out late in the putt.
Good try. Just a little below the hole, so Hunter Mahan will have a birdie attempt to close it out.
Well, this is for his 36th birdie of the week, which is pretty off the charts. So if you were to win this championship, which is looking pretty good, done it the old-fashioned way. He's earned it.
He's got his own Oklahoma State orange on today. Turned professional after his junior there in the golf-rich tradition of cowboy golf. Consensus College Player of the Year. He was really projected to be a star right away, but actually lost his card. Had to go back to Q school when he first came out, and before getting it back together, and has continued to build a resume better and better each year. This to close out Rory McIlroy and win his second WGC title.
Should just eke to his right.
Only lacked about 6 inches less speed. What a good putt. That was looking mighty nice.
You really wanted to celebrate that. It did look, I mean, good a long way.
He hit it pure. I mean, it's looking, he's like, I got it, I got it. Oh. So, you know, he's been just pure with that gnome putter this week. This is his 95th hole he's played this week. And like I said, that would have been his 36th birdie.
Well, he's still got 3 feet left coming back.
Yeah, this is all about staying focused and going through your routine here, John.
Yeah, and also about not having your hands shake too much.
Chance, but now the pressure is really on McIlroy. He has to win the next hole outright to keep it going and keep his hopes alive.
Man is got him dormy. Sounds like a bad word, but in the golf, it's a wonderful word if you're the guy with it.
As we go to 17.
Where Lee Westwood needs to make this putt to send this match to the 18th hole.
He does. Mark Wilson had a putt actually to win the match from about 15 feet. Missed it weakly to the right. A must make now for Westwood.
Westwood had an opportunity, didn't he, Dottie? Missed the green with a wedge?
Yeah, he actually hit a huge drive, Gary, that went some 360 yards. He thought it was a lie that was going to come out hot, and it came out dead.
Okay, sneaks it in the right side, so that match will go to the 18th with Wilson holding the one-up lead.
Extend, please.
We'll go back to the tee here at the 482-yard par 4 dog leg to the right. Fairway bunker down the right-hand side, certainly in play. McIlroy with a 3-wood.
Well, looks to be a good one here, Gary. Pretty much a dead straight ball flight.
Yep, that is positioned very nicely. Hole location today in the back right portion of the green, and that's where everything wants to funnel. So certainly possible to hit it close here in 2.
Normal draw right back.
Mahan electing to go with driver. Johnny, this back 9 has been something, had it? Mahan starts the back 9 3 up. He's 4 under par through 7 holes, and he's lost one of his lead.
Yeah, the back 9 has been super well played. Front 9 was a little shaky.
McIlroy 5 under par through those 7 holes.
Solid tee shot here.
Yeah, that's a beauty by Mahan, right down the middle and longer, obviously, using the driver. So both players positioned well. McIlroy trying to make a last-minute run here on the closing holes. Can he do it? We'll find out.
There is a place where champions play, where the spirit is tested, the soul is nourished, and the call of the wild has never seemed so civilized. The American Club Resort in Kohler, Wisconsin. There's no other place like it in America.
I play a driver more tunable than R11.
I play a driver bigger than R11. I play a driver longer
than R11.
I play a driver that leaves R11 behind.
The new R11S. You'll love the performance.
As the years go by, some questions loom large. Are you prepared for your retirement years, 25 or more of them? Do you have a financial plan for your family that works, in good times and in bad times? Having the right perspective can help you answer the big questions. For more than 140 years, Pacific Life has helped find answers for those navigating the path to financial security. Ask a financial professional about Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
Tiger Woods faces the notorious Bear Trap. The Honda Classic begins Thursday on Golf Channel and continues Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC.
Hunter Mahan striding down the 17th fairway. You see, currently 2 up in his match with Rory McIlroy, and we'll take a look at the 2 drives. Again, McIlroy using 3-wood, and he has hit at 293 yards, has 185 yards left to the hole location in the back right. Mahan's drive considerably longer, and the second shot some 25 yards shorter.
Pretty hard. Splitting the flag in the 17.
But with this hole location, this is doable. The whole green funnels toward the back right portion of the green, right where the hole is cut.
Boy, the wind is almost completely stopped now, Gary, so shouldn't be that difficult a shot, other than the circumstances.
Well, it like to be playing first with the heat on.
It's sort of like being two up with 2 to go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, carries it all the way to the hole. So, I would say just average there, John.
That ball goes farther in the afternoon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does when it warms up.
Talking about? Flush it right there. Okay, full routine. Great club for you right now.
All right, good positive message there from John Wood. As Mahan gets ready.
Number 22nd in the world rank, and if he wins today, he'll be moved to 9th. So it's a good day for him if he can get it done.
Good contact this left of the hole. Going to utilize that slope.
There you go. There you go. Utilize the slope, but at least down toward the hole. Nicely done.
Man, he's played well.
Yeah, he really has.
You mentioned, Johnny, you could go to a career best 9th in the world with a win, currently number 22 in the world. And sometimes you just got to take it step by step, and he has taken his time, but you get the feeling, and we say it about a lot of players through the years, you know, they're contending in major championships or contending in world golf championships, but I get the feeling that this could be Hunter Mahan's year. Another WGC title in the offing here, and a guy that's really underperformed in major championships. This could be the kind of springboard he needs to kind of take himself up into the conversation with the real top players, and as you said, the new Hunter Mahan, the clutch players of this sport.
Yeah, I mean, he's taken out Stricker, Kuchar, Mark Wilson, and maybe Rory McIlroy, and that's 4 in a row of dang good wins.
And that's a formidable statement right there, taking out Rory McIlroy. And again, when McIlroy had that #1 ranking dangled out there in front of him for motivation. Mahan trying to become the lowest overall seed to win since Jeff Ogilvy back in '06. Hunter came in as the number 21 seed. And I know, Gary, in match play, you don't, you know, the term upset is probably overused, but this would be a gigantic win for Hunter Mahan to come from the 21st position and take everybody out, including the 2nd-ranked player in the world in McIlroy.
Well, Dan, to put it in perspective, he has won 37 holes during this week and lost only 17. He's won 20 more holes than he's lost. That is pretty incredible against some of the best players in the world. All right, so McIlroy will putt first.
Putting from the back of this green, Gary, again, it's one of those putts that looks like it's a severe downhill putt, but he's putting straight back toward the mountain, so it will not be overly quick.
Isn't there a knob just kind of to his left, right about where he's walking now, that'll have an influence on it as well?
It will, and that is some darker green grass, so it'll actually maybe be a little slower right in there.
Trying to figure out what the second part of that putt does. Well, it's, as you say, Gary, a must make by Rory.
Yeah, great scene here. Look at all the spectators gathered around the green.
It's a little smaller, Gary, but it does have a little bit of a mini field of that scene at Celtic Manor when Hunter Mahan was in the midst of it with Graham McDowell. A Ryder Cup that McIlroy celebrated with his Northern Irishman teammate.
Well, is there any leprechaun magic right here?
Gotta get there. You gotta get it there. Well, he knows it's online. Can't believe left it short. So nice position to be in here.
Yeah, I'm sure he's so excited right now. I mean, you got to be proud of himself and just got to just keep your mind on the putt.
That's right. 2 putts to win the match. So just get that thing down there, ease it down there close.
Because it is putting to the valley and down green.
That should do it.
Perfect. Look at this. It's like
a 2-1 victory for Hunter Mahan over Rory McIlroy. What a well-played match, that back 9. Great golf.
Yeah, that was a sweet win.
Caddy John Wood coming in for an embrace. You know, his wife Candy will be among the big celebrators here as well.
That's a triple kisser.
There she is, offering Hunter congratulations. After 64 began the week on Wednesday, Hunter Mahan stands alone as the champion here in the desert. Really a remarkable week, Johnny. A lot of players had their games kind of come and go, and for the most part survive. Hunter Mahan was just really solid from the get-go. He had the 19-hole win over Zach Johnson to begin the week, but made more birdies than anybody else. Well-deserved champion Hunter Mahan here at the WGC Accenture Match Play Championship. His 4th PGA Tour win, and 2 of those WGC events.
Spider ETF investors don't live in a more precise world than you do. They just invest in one. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Call 1-866-787-2257 for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully.
Efficient dynamics means a lighter chassis, which means less this. And it means tires with reduced resistance, which also means less this. And it means brake energy regeneration, which means less this. But all of it means just as much this. We only make one thing: the ultimate driving machine.
High performance delivered. It's how we help our clients succeed. 50,000 calls a day for New York City. Delivered. $7 billion in online sales for Marriott. Delivered. 1 billion euros in savings for Unilever. Delivered. A 30% increase in attendance for the Royal Shakespeare Company. Delivered. Around the world, in every industry, across consulting, technology, and outsourcing, we deliver. Accenture. High performance delivered.
With Viera Connect from Panasonic, you can enjoy a world of great web apps right on your TV.
How's the baby?
Finally sleeping.
We're on a roll.
Panasonic TVs with Viera Connect. The web entertainment you love meets the best picture quality we've ever delivered. Come see the Panasonic Viera difference.
Get ready to have your socks knocked off by an all-new Smash. This Monday, Nick Jonas guest stars.
Would you like to see the bedroom?
All-new Smash, Monday after The Voice on NBC.
In the meantime, the consolation match continues at 18. This was just earlier. Mark Wilson, who's one up on Lee Westwood for birdie at 18. Westwood has a birdie putt left. But this to close it out for Wilson. So Westwood with a chance to win the hole and square the match, Dottie.
Correct. He had an enormous drive, just pitching wedge in here from 143, and a bit unlucky. Spun the ball so hard, it actually went back uphill. And now putting down into the ball.
Again, all sorts of world rankings points, FedEx Cup points at stake here, not to mention $110,000, the difference between 3rd and 4th.
This does try to go a little left, doesn't it, Dottie?
At the start. It may come back a little bit the other way at the very end.
Yeah, you called it perfectly, Dottie. You got it out about 6 inches. It came back, and then it went up to hill in the second half.
So it is Mark Wilson, the perennial underdog this week, who beats Lee Westwood to secure 3rd place. And Mark Rolfing is with this week's runner-up. Mark.
Thank you, Dan. Rory, I'm sure you are very disappointed. Can you explain the slow start this afternoon on that front 9?
Not really, no. Yeah, it wasn't the best of starts. You know, I had a chance to go up early on the first, and I missed a little putt there, and I played 2 good holes, 2 and 3. You know, we both made birdies there, and I was lucky to get a half on 4. We both parred 5, and then from there 6, 7, 8 was the turning point. Hunter won 3 holes in a row there, and I just didn't. You know, the 7th hole was the only one I really give to him, I think. Bogey in 8, but I felt like I got a little unfortunate with the 3rd shot, but was trying to climb my way back, but just left myself too much work to do.
Is there any credence at all to the thought that maybe the morning match took quite a bit out of you? It took you a while to really get going this afternoon?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I knew that was going to be the toughest thing for me today because I was getting myself up for that semi-final match, and I knew if I got through that it would be I'd have to try and get myself up again for the final. And yeah, I mean, it probably took me a few holes to get going, but I mean, that's not really an excuse. I just didn't play well enough when I needed to.
Of all the pressures you might have had on you this afternoon, playing Hunter Mahan, playing for a big championship, playing to be the #1 player in the world, which one was the biggest?
Playing to win a big championship and playing to try and beat Hunter. He's a great player. He was very solid out there today. Didn't make, and even when I came at him with a few birdies and an eagle on the back 9, he responded with a couple birdies of his own, and he was very solid, I think, the whole way throughout this championship, and he's a deserved winner.
Good show this week.
Thank you.
Jimmy Roberts.
All right, Mark, thanks very much. World Golf Championships, Accenture Match Play champion. Time to crown him. And before we get to that, let's do a little bit of business here. Some of the people who've made this week possible. Mr. David Meal, owner and developer of the Ritz-Carlton Golf Club, Dove Mountain. Gerald Goodman, Accenture Match Play Championship Executive Director. I don't think the guy in the orange hat needs any introduction. Mr. Jorge Benitez, Chief Executive, United States, and Managing Director, North America of Accenture. Of course, PGA Tour Commissioner Tim Fincham. Our friend Mr. Richard Hills, Ryder Cup Director, European Tour. And Rocco Benet, Tucson Conquistadors 2012 Tournament Champion. Great work from you guys. Tim, let me turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Let me just, first of all, on behalf of the International Federation of PGA Tours and everybody involved, thank Accenture for so many years of presenting this championship and at the level it is presented, and we appreciate their efforts. I also like to thank the Conquistadores for their great help for over a half a century with all of our tournaments here, and lately this wonderful match play event presented by Accenture, and the effort they made to raise money for charity in the first tee. And the great fans for coming out in huge numbers this year and supporting us. Thank you so much. And then I think on behalf of all of us, I'd like to congratulate Hunter. To play 6 matches, win them all, and by everybody here, everybody in the television audience, all the television commentators, everybody 100% of the view that Hunter played the best from start to finish of any player in the field. He deserved to win, and he did, and congratulations, Hunter. Great job.
35 birdies. Jorge, let me turn it over to you for a few comments.
Well, thank you. It's been a wonderful week. Just been an incredible set of matches here. And I also want to congratulate you, Hunter, for just a wonderful day here. So congratulations on a great win.
All right. I think we've got some things to present here. Why don't we start with the Walter Hagen Trophy? Sure. Hunter, let's get a word with you here. Right from the start, 35 birdies this week. That certainly is a prescription to get it done, certainly in this format. Give the people here and at home kind of sense of how comfortable you felt this week.
Yeah, I felt great with my game coming in.
I made a putter switch to this ping gnome putter, and felt great on the greens immediately. And boy, I got a hot there in the middle of the week, and I was able to ride it out.
Your opponent today perhaps didn't show you his best on the front, but on the back, he really put the pressure on you. At any point, did you start to think, oh my goodness, I got to hold on here?
Yeah, we didn't have our best stuff early. We didn't play great. I was able to capitalize on a few miscues, but I knew Rory's a great player. I mean, he I don't know if he'll be ranked #1 after this week, but he's the best player in the world right now for sure. And I knew he was going to make a charge, and he did, and feel pretty proud to hold on like I did.
You step into pretty select company. Only 6 people have now won more than one World Golf Championship, and some pretty good names there. You talked early in the week, you were very candid about talking about your short game and how you felt that was going to be the most important thing for you. You'd worked on it so hard. In retrospect, 2 big saves for you, 13 and 15. You want to talk about those?
Yeah, no question. You're not going to hit it perfect every day. Ball striking is a strength of mine, but I have to chip and putt if I want to win. And I felt like that was a strength this week, and that was definitely a huge key.
All right, Hunter Mahan, what a week. Congratulations on the big win. World Golf Championship, Accenture Match Play Championship. Dan Hicks, back to you.
Thank you, Jimmy. It was very close in the early going. In fact, all squared to the first 5 holes. But that brings us to our Callaway Iron Accuracy shot of the day. And this was the first hole won by any of the player here, Johnny, at the par 3 6th.
Turn. Yeah, he was afraid it was going to go in that deep pot bunker, and watch, it hits just left to left of it, trickles down that fall line for a leaner.
And that was a birdie for Mahan, which began a run of 3 holes in a row, and that would prove to be the difference as he got as big as a 4-up lead through 10. McIlroy came back with a win at 11 and 14, but again, a 2-in-1 victory for Hunter Mahan as we take a look at our Pacific Life Tournament summary. Also, the 8th consecutive PGA Tour event won by an American to start the season. And speaking of American success, Mark Wilson beats Lee Westwood 1-up in the consolation match. And Johnny, probably not a lot of folks thought that the Americans would be favored with 2 more wins this afternoon. Wilson taking out Westwood, and then Hunter Mahan beating out Rory McIlroy, who had hopes of becoming the #1 player in the world. Maybe that moment is down the road, but just some thoughts on this impressive win by Hunter Mahan.
Well, I just thought that Hunter was playing so darn well, through 96 holes, as Jimmy Rogers said, Roberts said, 35 birdies, and he just was on. He was just that putter. He has such belief in that putter. A lot of times when you get a new putter, everything starts going in, but you got to hand it to him. He played fantastically well.
All right, so big FedEx Cup points were at stake, and Hunter Mahan got the most of it. 550 go his way, 315 for Rory. Mark Wilson, who earned the 3rd spot with his victory over Westwood in the consolation match. Also a big FedEx Cup week for him. This week, the PGA Tour's Florida Swing begins at PGA National with a Honda Classic. Complete coverage starts Thursday on Golf Channel and continues all weekend long on Golf Channel and NBC. And if you missed any of today's coverage, you can catch up on all the day's action on Golf Channel. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, at your local news. Then starting at 7, 6 Central, it's an all-new episode of Dateline, followed by back-to-back brand-new episodes of Celebrity Apprentice. And it's been another entertaining week, to say the least, in the desert, full of match play drama, plenty of spectacular shot making. And in the end, only one of 64 survived as champion in the first WGC event of 2012. A rockin' time to be sure in Arizona. entire Golf Channel on NBC team. Dan Hicks saying so long from Dove Mountain. Congratulations to Hunter Mahan, the 2012 Accenture Match Play Champion. We'll see you next week.
Welcome to the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report. Here's your host, Rob Simmelcare.
Hi again, everyone. One last update from us, and we start with some college basketball. Number 17, Louisville, hosting Pittsburgh. Pick it up late in the second half. Louisville leading by 2. Shot clock winding down. Kyle Kuric will launch one from behind the arc and knock it down. One of 4 threes on the day for him. The Cardinals by 5. 30 seconds left now. Pitt down 3. Dante Taylor, the slam off the feed from Lamar Patterson. That pulls Pitt to within 1. Next Pitt possession, still down 1. Trey Woodall's attempt falls short, and Louisville would hold on for the 57-54 win. Pitt has now lost 5 games in a row. Louisville, they're winners of 8 of their last 10. To the NHL now, and the streaky New Jersey Devils, who had won 9 of 12 since the All-Star break, hosting Tampa Bay in New Jersey. And early in the first, the Lightning up 2-1 off a pair of Martin St. Louis scores. Steve Bernier for the Devils centers one for Peter Sikora. That ties it at 2. Just over 30 seconds later, Tampa takes the lead right back. Matt Gilroy blasts one home off the feed from St. Louis. 3-2 Lightning. Later in the third, Teddy Purcell going to throw one in front of the net from the far side. St. Louis there again to deflect it past Martin Brodeur. A hat trick for St. Louis as Tampa tops the Devils 4-3. And for St. Louis, his 6th career hat trick. It was Tampa's first road win since February 11th. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, the Penguins beat Columbus. Evgeny Malkin had 1 goal to add to his NHL scoring lead. The Pens have now won 9 of their last 10 games at home. And a reminder, tonight on the NBC Sports Network, the NHL on NBC has a good matchup as the Blackhawks travel to Anaheim to take on a Ducks team that has won 7 of their last 10. All that coming up later tonight. And that's all from us from New York. For all of us at NBC Sports, have a great night.
This has been the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report. U.S. Bank, all of us serving you.
Thursday, for the first time, Tiger Woods faces the Bear Trap. Designed by the game's best to stop the game's best. Watch what happens. The Honda Classic begins Thursday on Golf Channel and continues Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Tonight, Trump gets medieval on their task. Dun, dun, dun. And it turns out to be... He actually looked lovely. A drag.
Completely ready, Pen.
New Celebrity Apprentice. Tonight, 9/8 Central on NBC.
What would happen if you were to take away 30 horsepower from the Ram 1500, remove 27 foot-pounds of torque, and subtract 40,000 miles off its powertrain limited warranty? You'd end up with a Ford F-150. Test our metal now at Ram Truck Month.
Now get 0% APR for 60 months or $7,200 in total values on Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Ziploc presents ZipLogic.
4 pounds of sirloin, but only wrap half. I'll just throw it out anyway.
We throw out over $500 in food every year. Help save more of it with Ziploc freezer bags featuring new improved Smart Zip. Edge-to-edge protection you can hear. Now that's ZipLogic. Ziploc freezer bags with the new improved Smart Zip seal. Get Ziploc and get more out of it. Try Ziploc containers with Smart Snap.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Weather Day at Miller Park. Visit today's TMJ4.com for information. On your side, from today's TMJ4.
This is Live at 5 Sunday.
And right now on Live at 5, a deadly discovery in Walworth County. A passerby finds a car near water with 2 people inside. Good afternoon, I'm Charles Benson.
And I'm Shelley Walcott. Thanks for joining us. Police tell us the car crashed down an embankment, landing near the water. Our Todd Hicks spoke with the man who found the wreck. Todd.
Yes, Shelley and Charles. Well, authorities just releasing the names of those victims. They're telling me they are 25-year-old Kyle Harris and 26-year-old Jennifer Johns, both from the Elkhorn area. One thing officials aren't sure about tonight is exactly when this crash happened. It's very likely that both of their bodies set by the twisted wreckage for hours before being discovered. It's what Mike Morari found after coming across a mangled car on Highway ES near the shores of Silver Lake around 8:30 Sunday morning.
I went down there and I seen one body, one gentleman was laying on his side. At that time, I called 911.
The Elkhorn man making another gruesome find as he spoke to the dispatcher on the phone.
I saw a girl's hair sticking out of the snow.
As emergency crews rushed to the scene, Morari says the 911 operator made one more request, one that proved just how dangerous this winding road lined by water on two sides can be.
He asked me to check for vitals, and the body was cold. There was no vital.
Neighbors who live nearby insisting the crash isn't all that unusual.
I've seen people off the road all the time. Several times in the past few years.
A deadly section of road many insist could be made safer with guardrails. Possible safety improvements Morari admits will never help the two people he found.
It'll be imprinted in my mind for a while. It's not something you can easily forget about.
And those are some chilling words. Now, the Walworth County Sheriff's Department says this is still a very active and open investigation. More information could be coming in the coming days. On your side, reporting live from Elkhorn, Todd Hicks, today's TMJ4.
And Todd, you could see it was hard to see that car. Were there any other signs, at least on the roadway, that this car had skidded off or rolled off?
Well, Charles, what was interesting about this is on the crime or on the scene there are no skid marks. The car simply went off the edge. It looks like it just became airborne, and it was very hard to see from the roadway, so it's likely that dozens of people passed by this car without ever seeing what actually took place.
All right, Todd, thanks.
And we want to tell you about some breaking news now out of Waukesha. All lanes of I-94 have now reopened after a rollover accident. Flight for Life was called after a car rolled into a ditch near County Highway F. No word yet on the victim's condition. Well, February has been a deadly month on southeast Wisconsin roads.
On February 4th, 3 teenagers from Campbellsport were killed in a crash in Fond du Lac County. On February 12th, 3 people were killed in New Berlin on Sunny Slope and Glen Cove Parkway. And last weekend, 4 people were killed in a drunk driving crash in Fitchburg. And on Sunday, 2 people died in a crash in Ixonia.
New information now on a Muskego duplex fire. A firefighter was treated for smoke inhalation and is doing much better. Crews had a tough time putting out the fire because of no working fire hydrants. The home is a total loss. 7 people are rescued from an ice flow in the Little Sturgeon area. The call came in just before 7 a.m. this morning in Door County. The people were fishing when a piece of ice broke off.
And we're learning more about the 36 cars that fell into the ice on Lake Winnebago. They broke through yesterday during a Battle of Bago, an ice fishing tournament in Winnebago County. Investigators say the cars were parked too close together. They were all totaled. Well, the ice is having trouble holding strong because of the mild conditions.
Another day of temperatures climbing into the low 40s. Here's a live look now out in Waukesha. Beautiful day, but mild. And for the first check of the forecast, let's turn things over to Storm Team forecaster Michael Fish.
And we just warmed it up again, you guys, over the last hour. Look at this, not just the low 40s, now mid to upper 40s in spots. 45 Milwaukee and Racine, 47 in Kenosha. More melting going on Lake Winnebago. It is 41 degrees in Fond du Lac right now. Quiet tonight, quiet tomorrow. Look at this, though. Winter storm watch. It's out to our west. Now, this is going to affect us on Tuesday night and Wednesday, the nights to watch. And look, if you kind of just line things up here, that's starting to possibly include Fond du Lac and Sheboygan. It's not here. There's no guarantee of any sort of winter storm watch, but something we'll watch for Tuesday night into Wednesday. Our low tonight, a quiet 25 besides the breeze, you guys. We'll break down Tuesday night and Wednesday coming up in a bit for you.
All right, Fish, thanks very much. And now to the latest on Ryan Braun's big win. The chaos is calming in Phoenix, Arizona after news broke that Ryan Braun will not face a 50-game suspension. Our Rod Burks is here with an update.
Well, Shelley, things are starting to get back to normal in Brewers camp since Ryan Braun beat the 50-game suspension that he was facing. Here's Journal Sentinel beat writer Tom Hargecourt, the guy who broke the story on Braun.
Today, first time all spring in which it just seemed like a normal workout day. Everything was back to the way we usually see it, relaxed atmosphere, back to baseball. And so I think each day we get away from that event will be better than the day before as far as just feeling like a regular relaxed spring training.
It'll be interesting to see how the Brawn is treated on the road when the Brewers go on the road. Guys?
Hey, I'm just looking forward to opening day. Thanks. New at 5, controversy over county staffers' pay on the eve of the state of the Milwaukee County. Tom Murray caught up with County Executive Chris Abele this morning on Live at Daybreak.
Milwaukee County Executive Chris Abele will deliver his first State of the County address here at UWM Monday morning.
I know we're going to be in a much better place to start the year next year.
County Executive Chris Abele on Live at Daybreak Sunday, defending against the headline that 5 of his top-level advisors earn far more than people who held the same posts in predecessor Scott Walker's administration.
Why is it justified to spend that much money?
The executive office budget writ large is actually at the same level it was last year. And the people that we've brought in are very, very qualified.
Viewers on Facebook wanted us to ask about the strained relationship with Sheriff David Clark over budget cuts that led to widespread deputy layoffs. Just last week, the sheriff fired this shot at Abele while claiming there was not enough money to provide route security during President Obama's visit this month.
County Executive Abele eliminated dignitary protection when he laid off 50 sheriff's deputies. What I heard over the last couple days are a couple of loudmouth politicians flapping their gums and not standing behind the decision they made.
Why did you cut funding to the sheriff for dignitary visits?
If I could wave my wand and every department could have infinite money, that'd be great. But we don't live in that world. We live in the real world.
As part of Monday's speech, Abele will unveil plans for a new task force aimed at attracting new jobs and businesses to Milwaukee. This after Kohl's decided not to move its headquarters from Menominee Falls to downtown Milwaukee. On your side on the UWM campus, Tom Murray, today's TMJ4.
Don't forget to check in on Live at noon. We'll have complete coverage of the county executive's address in a live report.
Well, check this out. The Greater Milwaukee Auto Show is now open and runs through the 4th of March. Foreign and domestic automakers have displays at the Frontier Airlines Center. Organizers say shoppers are really interested in smaller, more fuel-efficient cars and SUVs.
Small cars with lots of equipment. Cars that get really good gas mileage, but at the same time have all the equipment, let's say, that a $80,000 or $90,000 luxury car has.
And there is also a special $4 million car on display. It's a rare Duesenberg built in the 1930s. There were just 2 of this model built. The hood ornament is designer crystal. That looks just like Charles's car.
Oh, yeah, far from it. I wouldn't want to pay the insurance on that thing.
No. Well, he was rushed to the hospital for a stomach procedure.
Up next, Nelson Mandela's health is said to be improving after undergoing surgery. We'll have a report from South Africa. And a setback for the trial that will determine billions of dollars in penalties over the Gulf oil spill. You're watching Live at 5 on today's TMJ4.
While the nation celebrates the great deeds George Washington and Abe Lincoln did, you can celebrate the great deals your Honda dealer is doing on the brand name Best Value by Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Deeds, deals, values. It's a great time to be an American. Honda's President's Day sale. The selection is huge with deals like 0.9% financing on a 2012 Civic for up to 60 months for qualified buyers.
Carpetland USA Flooring Center.
This week, when you buy the carpet, we'll give you the pad free. Plus, you'll get our lifetime pad warranty. Only this week and only at Carpetland USA.
Disney on Ice presents Treasure Trove. At last, your treasured Disney animated films are now a super cool ice show.
Tickets start at $15. A spectacular Disney adventure is coming to U.S. Cellular Arena March 1st through 4th. Tickets are on sale now.
It's a Russ Darrow Kia exclusive.
Wait a minute.
Stop what you're doing! Before you buy any car, consider a Russ Darrow Kia.
Wisconsin's lowest price on 2012s, guaranteed on Wisconsin's largest selection.
Russ Darrow 2012 Kia Rios start at $99 a month.
Kia Fortes, $129.
Kia Souls, $139. Kia Optimus, $159.
And the hottest SUV made in America.
Kia Sorrentos, $179 a month. And we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Russ Darrow Kia.
More news now, and there is good news for former South African President Nelson Mandela.
He's out of the hospital. NBC's Ron Allen has the latest from South Africa.
The word here in Johannesburg tonight is that Nelson Mandela is at home resting comfortably. He was discharged from the hospital after about 36 hours. He had a minimally invasive diagnostic procedure because of a long-standing stomach ailment. You'll recall that about a year ago he was in the hospital for about a week for a respiratory condition. Doctors are saying that what happened this weekend was not an emergency, it was not life-threatening, it was a scheduled hospital visit. But because he is so old, 93 years old, 94 in July, there's a lot of concern overall about his health.
As we know, the age is playing its part as well.
I think that he's keeping South Africa together, and I hope he lasts forever.
Mandela has not made a significant public appearance here in about 2 years, which leads to more speculation about his health. There are rumors and reports that he's frail, that he tires easily, and that he does not have a very strong appetite. But again, the word now tonight from Johannesburg is that he is resting home comfortably, recuperating from a minor surgical procedure over the weekend. Now back to you.
All right, good to know. Thanks, Ron Allen. The trial surrounding the massive Gulf oil spill has been delayed. It was supposed to get underway tomorrow, but has been pushed back a week to allow settlement talks to continue. The trial should determine how much BP and other companies have to pay in penalties.
It is day 3 of the National Governors Association meeting in Washington, D.C. Governor Scott Walker is at the nonpartisan forum. The group will head to the White House tonight to meet with the President and First Lady. Storm Team forecaster Michael Fish is back with your work week forecast.
Also coming up, a workout a day keeps the doctor away, right? The new program that's hitting southeast Wisconsin.
At the Dodge Showcase event, you'll find cars to be proud of. Best-in-class power, 31 MPG Highway, 2012 IIHS Top Safety Pick, and the best-selling minivan ever. But this event isn't about us showing off. Okay, that's pretty much what it's about. Test the best at the Dodge Showcase event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, or current Chrysler owners get $4,300 in total values on Grand Caravan SXT.
It's time to get going. To have the energy to turn a to-do list into a memory. To put more giddy up in our get-along. To keep stepping up, even in overtime. It's time to start gelling with Dr. Scholl's. And mix a little more hop than our hip-hop. Thanks to the energizing support and cushioning of Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles, your feet will feel so good, you'll want to get up and go.
When the pests are bugging you, call Batsner.
For more than 60 years, Batsner has protected homes and businesses from property damage and health threats caused by pests. Batsner's eco-friendly, balanced-as-nature ban system offers complete pest protection for one low price, and it's guaranteed effective. Call 262-797-4160 or visit us at batsner.com.
Call Batsner today and make the pests go away.
When you see news happening, call the team ready to cover it. Standing by at the Today's TMJ4 tip line, 414-963-4444. Presented by Time Warner Cable's Wisconsin On Demand, Channel 411.
For your health now, and it's a trend that's hitting southeast Wisconsin.
Doctors are now prescribing fitness to those who are out of shape. Elite Sports Club is taking part in the program that helps those who need to exercise more with a specific plan from the doctor.
The doctor's going to be able to write a prescription for exercise, and they can come to one of our 4 locations, and we have a specific program, an 8-week program, that's just designed to help them get moving.
And you don't have to be a member of the club to participate, but you do need that doctor's prescription.
The sturgeon spearing season is now over, and the number of harvested fish is down. The DNR estimated about 566 fish were caught on the entire Lake Winnebago system. Last year, they caught about 1,400. The mild weather played a role in the bad season. I was having a hard time figuring out what that is.
I thought it was a sunrise or a sunset.
You could barely see the fish in there.
You could barely see what it was. Yeah.
Those fish survived. A warmer day and a windy day in Wisconsin, and the sunshine returns tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it's been a beautiful weekend. Storm Team forecaster Michael Fish is here now with a check of the work week. Fish.
So yeah, you guys, I mean, sturgeon spearing came with a lot of people going through the ice with their cars. It was that warm. And Brian actually missed that sturgeon, barely. He said barely. And yeah, if you watch really close, it looks like a shark going through the water. Those things are huge. They're really ugly, too. My tower camera just went away. 45, though, is our current temperature in Milwaukee. It is absolutely gorgeous, but it is, of course, windy at times. It's hard to believe when it's this warm that there's a winter storm on its way to Wisconsin. Now, not for tomorrow, not even during the day on Tuesday. This is going to be Tuesday night going into Wednesday. Now, here are winter storm watches. All these counties shaded in blue. And now there's nothing issued for anything in our area yet, nor in the Green Bay area, but let's just kind of line things up a little bit here. And we go. There's Fond du Lac and Sheboygan. Well, they might be included in on some of this. No guarantees. This is all going to depend on how warm it gets and exactly where this storm system is going to track. But the potential for heavier snow, and we'd be right on the southern fringe of that. That would be Fond du Lac and Sheboygan. Further to the south, the more you're going to see rain, possibly even some freezing rain or sleet with this. I'll get to that in a little bit for you, but 36 the average high, way above that in the 40s. But for tomorrow, we're going to have a quick cool front slipping on through as we head through the night. And you see mid-30s. That on the way for tomorrow. But right now, it is 45 Port Washington, 47 in Kenosha, almost hit 50 there, 43 in Burlington. But again, as the night goes on, we're going to cool things off a little bit, but not a cold night. Now, Monday's fine. This is, again, going into late Tuesday into parts of Wednesday. Look how we're kind of on the mix line. But if we bring this a little bit further to the south, that means some of us, especially to the north, see more snow. Bring it further to the north, that means a lot of us see just more rain out of this. Right now, it looks like our northern counties, by the time you wake up on Wednesday, you could see some accumulating snow out of this. The exact details yet to be determined. Several inches are possible there of heavy, wet snow. Tonight, we're going to be quiet. Tomorrow, quiet, still a little bit on the breezy side. Monday night, quiet. Most of Tuesday, actually, quiet until we get into Tuesday night. Here comes a storm, all going to depend on the track of it. But tonight, fine, except it's going to be breezy. 25 for your low. Tomorrow, 35, partly cloudy, still a little breezy at times, but not as windy as it was today. Tomorrow night, 23. We're still going to keep it quiet. Now, Tuesday, a little bit of light afternoon snow possible, but that's not the main event. Then rain and snow developing at night. That Tuesday night going into Wednesday. The further you are to the north, the better your chance of seeing accumulating snow out of this. And then by the time we go into Wednesday, that could be mixing in with more rain, especially to the south. So you guys, it looks like the further you are south, the way it is now, the more rain you see. Further north, the more snow. One of those that we have to keep we're right on the edge. Right on the edge.
Head south, young man.
Right. Exactly.
Looks like a messy week.
Yeah, it will be.
All right, Fish, thanks very much.
Sports is back, or sports is next after the break.
It's a Russ Darrow Kia exclusive.
Wait a minute.
Stop what you're doing! Before you buy any car, consider a Russ Darrow Kia. Russ Darrow Kia.
I'm a bargain shopper, and I want my favorite designers at the best prices. And at America's Best, that's what you get.
You get 2 pairs of glasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam. That's perfect.
I did my research, and America's Best has the best prices in glasses and contacts.
I get my contacts for $12.49 a box.
America's Best really is the best.
America's Best, the best prices in sight.
Purchasing a diamond, that's not an inexpensive purchase.
Computer grading takes the guesswork out of diamonds.
It's going to print out exactly what it sees.
We live in a computer society. Most people don't believe anything that you say unless you show a computer.
There's no way of Mickey Mousing that around.
If you're not on the cutting edge as far as having high-grade analytical equipment, you're just falling behind.
Does it give me value? Oh, yeah. Does it give me peace of mind? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Husar's House of Fine Diamonds, West Bend, Wisconsin.
I remember the days before COPD. My son and I never missed opening day. But with COPD making it hard to breathe, I thought those days might be over. so my doctor prescribed Symbicort. It helps significantly improve my lung function starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. With Symbicort, today I'm breathing better, and that means game on. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. With COPD, I thought I might miss out on my favorite tradition. Now, Symbicort significantly improves my lung function starting within 5 minutes, and that makes a difference in my breathing. Today, I'm back with my favorite team. Ask your doctor about Symbicort. I got my first prescription free. Call or click to learn more.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
All you racing fans at home are going to have to be patient for the running of this year's Daytona 500. For the first time in its 54-year history, the race is being delayed till tomorrow at noon. Before the drivers even had a chance to start their engines, the raindrops were coming down. They had to use jet dryers to try and dry the track for the first rainfall. And then even more heavy rains came down. Like I said, they'll give it another shot tomorrow at noon. The Wisconsin Badgers trying to take out the Ohio State Buckeyes today. A win would be huge for the Badgers, but they would have to go and try to get it done in Columbus. The Badgers were hanging tough early. They go inside to Jared Berggren, who gets the bucket and the foul. This game is tied at 7 early on. The Buckeyes then got the ball to Deshaun Thomas, who scored 11 of Ohio State's first 13 points. Badgers still hanging tough, down one. Wisconsin took a brief first-half lead on this sweet left-handed layup by Jordan Taylor. Badgers up 1 at this point. Rob Wilson made a couple of clutch threes late in the first half, keeping the game close. William Buford put the Buckeyes up by 3, knocking this one down from downtown. But the Badgers would not back down. Final minute of the game. Badgers down 1. It's Berggren again, nailing the cold-blooded 3-ball that turned out to be huge. He had 18 points as Wisconsin goes down to Columbus and pulls off a shocker over Ohio State with a 63-60 win. The first win over a top 10 Big Ten opponent on the road in 32 years. Tom Crean and the Indiana Hoosiers looking for their first win in Minnesota in 4 years. We picked this one up in the first half on the rebound. Indiana pushing the ball up the floor in a hurry. Cody Zeller slamming it home with this one-handed dunk. Indiana up 5 early. In the second half, Jordan Hall steps up to the bumper and knocks down this trifecta. Indiana beats Minnesota 69-50. Coach Crean has his team in the top 25 with former Brewers slugger Prince Fielder in Detroit with a new fat contract. The Brewers are hoping that Aramis Ramirez can fill some of that void. Here's our Lance Allen.
There are two certainties with the Brewers batting lineup this year. Ryan Braun hitting 3rd and Aramis Ramirez 4th. So I asked Ramirez, what does it entail being the cleanup hitter?
You got to protect Brown, and that's my main job. I got to make sure he get good pitches to hit. That means I got to do my job. You know, I got to drive in runs, and I mean, if I stay healthy, I think I'm going to be okay.
Ramirez used to be a Brewers killer with the Cubs, hitting key home run after huge home run, which his teammates weren't too shy to point out.
Some of it. Some of it. Hopefully I do the same thing here and go out and do what I do my whole career.
So could he benefit from more home runs hitting in front of Ryan Braun?
Not for me, for the team. I mean, we're talking about the National League MVP, one of the best players in the game. It's going to be fun.
Ramirez is a proven run producer. He's had more than 100 RBIs 6 times over his career and 25 or more home runs 9 times. In Phoenix, Arizona, Lance Allen, today's TMJ4.
Thank you, Lance. We move on to golf in the WGC Match Play Championship. Here's local golfer coming up, Mark Wilson, from the rough on 10, looking for birdie with the chip shot. Does it have enough? Right in the bottom of the cup, but he would later lose his match to Hunter Mayhem. And when it was all said and done, Hunter Mayhem beat Rory McIlroy to win the match championship. And that's sports. We'll see you back here after the break.
If you're looking for a dealer who's upfront with both their prices and their promises, I may just know one. Heiser.com. Anything's possible.
Calling all vampire-chasing cooking show fanatics. Enjoy all the things you love better with Time Warner Cable. Never miss a minute of your favorite shows, even if you forget to set your DVR. And say goodbye to buffering. Call 877-342-2315 today for packages as low as $89.99 a month. Ask about DVR service free for 1 year and premium channels free for 3 months. Time Warner Cable.
Hi, I'm Greg Carter, owner of Milwaukee Appliance Company. And my 30 years of repairing appliances has taught me a few things. We understand the frustration when an appliance isn't working properly. You don't want excuses. You want on-time, reliable professionals to take care of all your appliance needs. And we repair all appliances, no matter where you bought them. Washers, dryers, dishwashers, ranges, refrigerators. Fixed right the first time by people who care. Experience the Milwaukee Appliance difference. Give us a call or see us in the Yellow Pages under Appliances. We're here to serve you.
Mid-grade dark roast forced fresh, full tank brain freeze cake donuts, rolling hot dogs, bag of ice, antifreeze, wash and dry, diesel, self-serve fix-a-flat, jumper cables, 5% cash back. Right now, get 5% cash back at gas stations. It pays to discover.
Tonight, Trump gets medieval on their task. And it turns out to be... He actually looked lovely. A drag.
Completely ready, Pen.
New Celebrity Apprentice. Tonight, 9/8 Central on NBC.
Detective Britton, since the accident, your mind created an entire reality where your wife survived in one and your son in the other. You're not sure which is a dream?
Yeah. Awake premieres this Thursday on NBC.
And on your side tonight at 10, have you lost those New Year's resolution pounds yet? Well, many people add an athletic or weight loss supplement to their daily regimen to lose weight. Dietary supplements are more popular than ever. But with so many supplements on the shelves, it can be tough to know what's right for you and what's safe.
Medications are tested and verified for potency and purity. With dietary supplements, there is no testing standard, and that's where we can run into issues.
We tell you what to look for to make sure your supplements are safe. On your side tonight on Live at 10 on today's TMJ4.
Now here's Lester Holt with a preview of what's coming up tonight on Nightly News.
Coming up tonight, manhunt and a mystery in Afghanistan, plus tax scammers stealing your money, how someone else may end up getting the refund you're expecting on Nightly News.
And we enjoyed this weather this weekend.
Oh
Beautiful.
My gosh, it was warm. It's still going to be mild going right on through tonight. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler, 35. We're going to be watching Tuesday night, rain, snow, sleet, little freezing rain. We've got everything headed our way, so it's going to be one of those forecasts to stay tuned for.
All right, tune in. Thank you, Fish, and thanks to all of you for joining us on Live at 5. Hope to see you here at 10.
Don't forget Nightly News. NBC's Nightly News is next.
Today's TMJ4 News on your side on Facebook, Twitter, RSS, and at today'stmj4.com.
When you or a family member require therapy services, you have a choice. Choose APTM, the independent and personalized therapy option. Avoid the hospital. Find treatment with certified experienced therapists at Associated Physical Therapists of Milwaukee.
It's back. 7 days, 7 ways to save has returned to Sendik's Food Market. Each day of the week, you'll find a spectacular price on one item in our store. The price is good only that day, but you'll find a different and spectacular price tomorrow. Shop Sendik's every day to take advantage of these unbelievable savings on great products throughout the store. 7 days, 7 ways to save. Look for a new deal every day at all 10 Balistreri owned and operated Sendik's Food Markets. When you see the red bag, you know it's quality.
Anything's possible. The greatest vehicles ever built are at the starting line. And here's your key to advanced technology and better gas mileage. At Heiser's Take It for a Spin event, you're in the driver's seat. Take one for a spin, then spin to win valuable services and great prizes. Everyone's a winner.
At Heiser, anything's possible.
Disney on Ice presents Treasure Trove. At last, your treasured Disney animated films are now a super cool ice show.
Tickets start at $15. A spectacular Disney adventure is coming to U.S. Cellular Arena March 1st through 4th. Tickets are on sale now.
Weekdays just before 8, get 100 minutes commercial-free music.
Boiling point, an explosion of fury in Afghanistan. A U.S. base under siege, and tonight an all-out manhunt for a killer of U.S. troops. Record highs and soaring toward $5 a gallon. What can be done to ease your pain at the pump? Tax refund ripoff. Tech-savvy thieves stealing your money. Tonight, how to make sure you get back what's rightfully yours. Winter green. Record warm weather and its boom-like benefits for families across America. And all together now. A chorus of strangers making musical magic.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. That anti-U.S. uprising in Afghanistan turned violent for American troops again today. At least 7 U.S. soldiers were injured in a grenade attack during a protest. It happened just one day after 2 American military advisors were murdered inside an Afghan government compound in Kabul. The revolt poses a worrisome new threat in a war that's already claimed more than 1,900 American lives. And with 96,000 Americans still in the country, many of them working side by side their Afghan counterparts, it also threatens to shake the very underpinnings of the U.S. strategy there. Andrea Mitchell will give us the take from Washington, but we begin in a snowy Kabul, where NBC's Atiya Bowie has more on today's bloodshed. Atiya?
Good evening, Lester. Well, although there were fewer protests today, there is still a great deal of anger here, primarily directed towards Americans and other foreigners.
6 days on, and the rage continues. In Kunduz province, demonstrators targeted an American base today. In the chaos, someone threw a grenade, wounding at least 7 U.S. soldiers. Meanwhile, a manhunt is underway for the suspect in yesterday's killing of 2 high-ranking American officers working inside the heavily fortified Interior Ministry in Kabul. Officials are looking for Abdul Sabur, described as a low-level intelligence officer or driver at the ministry, who slipped away after the shootings. Police have questioned his family. For his part, President Hamid Karzai went on TV today to offer condolences to the families of the slain Americans and to call again for an end to the protests over the burning of Qurans at a U.S. base. He said, "Our emotions were shown all over the country regarding this, and it is now time to return to calm." The U.S. ambassador to Afghanistan said today he believes the anger will eventually settle and that the U.S. mission is still important.
This is not the time to decide that we're done here. We've got to redouble our efforts. We've got to create a situation in which al-Qaeda is not coming back.
After yesterday's attack and the killing of 2 other U.S. soldiers on Thursday, the commander of NATO forces in Afghanistan withdrew almost 200 military and civilian advisors from Afghan ministries in Kabul, citing concerns for their safety.
We haven't had the impact on Afghan security forces that we should. The fact that we're pulling people out of advisory roles in ministries in Kabul, that demonstrates weakness.
The United States has apologized repeatedly for the Quran burnings, yet still the protest and the violence go on.
Late today, one of the Americans killed in yesterday's attack was identified. It was 44-year-old Lieutenant Colonel John Loftus from Kentucky. And also tonight, the Pentagon says a planned visit by Afghanistan's defense and interior ministers, as well as other senior officials, has been postponed. Lester?
Atiya Bowie in Kabul tonight. Thanks. We want to bring in now Andrea Mitchell, our chief foreign affairs correspondent. Andrea, what's the level of worry over this in Washington about the U.S. mission going forward?
It is extreme because the eruption of this violence is really alarming. It undercuts the whole rationale for the U.S. mission in Afghanistan, Lester, suggesting that after all of these years, the lives lost, the money spent, we still have not forged a real partnership of trust with the Afghans. We're supposed to be training them so they can carry on without us. Now the prospect that an Afghan intelligence officer could have murdered those 2 American officers, if that is proved, that will make it even worse. Our ambassador to Afghanistan, Ryan Crocker, whom you just saw in Atiya's report, has also withdrawn embedded U.S. civilians from Afghan ministries. So it isn't just the military relationship with Afghanistan that is now being curtailed. There now is also going to be pressure on the White House to announce, I think, a more rapid withdrawal from Afghanistan when NATO meets in Chicago in May. And this is, of course, going to be a campaign issue. Finally, we should point out that even though the burning of the Korans was reportedly inadvertent and in no way justifies, of course, murdering Americans, the military has to be asking itself, how can that kind of mistake be made 10 years into this war? Lester.
Andrea Mitchell in our Washington newsroom. Andrea, thank you. Another hot spot tonight, Syria, where the Assad regime held a referendum today on a new constitution, a desperate attempt to cling to power. That move being dismissed by Secretary of State Hillary Clinton as a sham, a cynical ploy, she said, to justify the crackdown on dissent. Meantime, the fighting continues, and tonight dozens more are dead. We get our report from our chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, near the Turkey-Syria border.
Lester, this referendum is effectively a yes-no vote on new articles of the Syrian constitution and amendments that, in principle, sound very good. They end the Syrian Ba'ath Party's monopoly on power, set term limits for the president, and implement multi-party democracy. The Syrian government is presenting this, of course, as the centerpiece of its reform program, a program that has been called for by the Syrian opposition and members of the international community. The problem is the Syrian opposition has absolutely no confidence that any of these changes will actually be implemented. And the referendum is taking place amid ongoing violence. At least 20 more people were killed in Syria today. The Red Cross has been unable to reach the hardest hit parts of the city of Homs. So a referendum is taking place, but a war is taking place at the same time. Lester?
Richard Engel. Tonight, legendary former South African leader Nelson Mandela has been released from the hospital and is resting comfortably at home. The 93-year-old Mandela underwent some minor surgery after complaining of abdominal pain, though there was understandable concern due to his age. He's 93. South African President Jacob Zuma says doctors have assured him that there's nothing to worry about and that Mandela is in good health. To presidential politics now, just 48 hours from that crucial primary in Michigan where Mitt Romney was born and raised. Tonight, polls show Romney and Rick Santorum neck and neck, and both candidates came out swinging today with the momentum of the race hanging in the balance. NBC's Ron Mott has our report.
With the race for Michigan zooming toward the finish line on Tuesday, today presidential politics moved to the fast track. Mitt Romney and Rick Santorum both showed up at the Daytona 500.
I'm voting for you. Thank you. I need that. Upstate New York. All right, we need your help.
Romney in person in NASCAR red, Santorum's red and blue logo on the number 26 race car, which Romney sized up.
Sorry,
it was a sporting moment in an increasingly heated campaign, with fiery barbs flying in both directions in recent days and toward President Obama.
And this president appeases.
And though this race was postponed by rain, the other continued. Santorum made the Sunday talk show rounds this morning, hitting on Romney's conservative claims.
Comes out here in these debates and tries to say he's a conservative in the race. It's a joke.
Defending his snob remark about the president suggesting all Americans give college a try, even going after, in graphic detail, the famed 1960 speech by John F. Kennedy to Protestant ministers.
I believe in a president whose views on religion are his own private affair.
A speech about separation of church and state.
I don't believe in an America where the separation of church and state is absolute. To say that people of faith have no role in the public square, you bet that makes you throw up.
For Mitt Romney, who picked up an endorsement from Arizona's Governor Jan Brewer in advance of that state's Tuesday primary, connecting with the religious right has been a struggle.
Ann drives a couple of Cadillacs, actually.
So too with blue-collar Republicans, like some of today's NASCAR fans, many of whom say Romney is out of touch.
You know, I can't be perfect. I just am who I am. If people think there's something wrong with being successful in America, then they better vote for the other guy, because I've been extraordinarily successful, and I want to use that success and that know-how to help the American people.
If Mitt Romney loses here in Michigan on Tuesday, calls for other high-profile Republicans to jump in this race could get even louder. Two of the names most often mentioned, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels, both affirmed today that they have no plans to run for president at this time, though Governor Christie said he would at least listen if Governor Romney calls him about joining a fall ticket, Lester.
It's an interesting conversation going on, Ron. Thanks. And let's talk about it. If we bring in our political director and chief White House correspondent, Chuck Todd. Chuck, what about this idea of someone else getting in late in the game if Romney loses Michigan?
Well, we know there's been some chatter about it, and some Republican strategists have been looking at the different filing deadlines, you know, what's realistic. this or that. It all does depend at this point on Romney in Michigan. If he loses Michigan, that chatter will get very loud. You will hear public calls. You will hear public hand-wringing. There's some United States senators in particular that have been talking about this without putting their name to it. They'll start putting their name to it. But it does, at this point, you got to feel better today if you're Mitt Romney than you did last week, because it does feel he's got a little bit of momentum back, that he's probably inched ahead in Michigan. And at this point, barring a bunch of Democrats coming over into this primary, and that's very possible, Michigan has a history of this, and putting Santorum over the top, they feel a lot better today about sweeping both Michigan and Arizona than they did just 2 weeks ago.
And let me quickly take you back to our lead story, this anti-American violence in Afghanistan. Yes. Both Romney and Santorum said today the president shouldn't have apologized over the Quran incident. You heard Andrea say this could become a political issue. Is this going to become the next political flashpoint in this election season?
Well, what I found fascinating is you had the third candidate that we don't bring up here, Newt Gingrich, the other day saying, you know, if they're going to target, if these Afghans and Afghan forces are going to target American soldiers or NATO soldiers, then maybe it's just time to get out completely. So in whether it becomes an issue, I think what you're going to see is a public flashpoint here about whether we've got to speed up the withdrawal process from Afghanistan, Lester.
Chuck Todd in our Washington newsroom. Thanks, Chuck. Now to what's sure to be a major issue on the campaign trail into the summer and fall, the skyrocketing price of gas. The average price of a gallon of gas in America is now $3.69. That's 30 cents more than it was just a month ago. CNBC's Phil LeBeau joins us now from Chicago. Phil, is there any end in sight to this rise?
Unfortunately, there's not, Lester. And part of the shock and the outcry that we're hearing from people is because we've seen gas go up so quickly. 19 straight days, gas prices have gone up. And what we'll see from here, Lester, is a repeat of what we saw in 2008. People will drive less. There will be more carpooling. People who are buying will migrate towards small cars. Hybrids will become more popular. As far as the outlook for the future, unfortunately, Lester, it looks as though we're going to see prices continue to go up. Remember, the summer driving season, people drive more. There's greater consumption of gasoline. That's usually when we see gas prices going up. So unfortunately, we're seeing this now in the spring, which means we could be in for a costly couple of months this summer.
Well, that's not what we wanted to hear. Phil, thanks very much. And a program note, tomorrow CNBC will have special all-day coverage on gas prices. When NBC Nightly News continues on this Sunday evening, hundreds of thousands losing their tax refunds to thieves, how you can protect yourself. And later, how a chorus of virtual strangers can sing in such perfect harmony.
I remember the day my doctor told me I have an irregular heartbeat and that it put me at 5 times greater risk of a stroke. I was worried. I worried about my wife and my family.
Bill has the most common type of atrial fibrillation, or AFib. It's not caused by a heart valve problem. He was taking warfarin, but I've put him on Pradaxa instead. In a clinical trial, Pradaxa 150 milligrams reduced stroke risk 35% more than warfarin, without the need for regular blood tests.
I sure was glad to hear that.
Pradaxa can cause serious, sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Pradaxa if you have abnormal bleeding, and seek immediate medical care for unexpected signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Pradaxa may increase your bleeding risk if you're 75 or older, have a bleeding condition like stomach ulcers, or take aspirin, NSAIDs, or blood thinners, or if you have kidney problems, especially if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all medicines you take, any planned medical or dental procedures, and don't stop taking Pradaxa without your doctor's approval, as stopping may increase your stroke risk. Other side effects include indigestion, stomach pain, upset, or burning.
Pradaxa is progress. If you have AFib not caused by a heart valve problem, ask your doctor if you can reduce your risk of stroke with Pradaxa.
Our machines help identify early stages of cancer, and it's something that we're extremely proud of.
If you see someone who's saved because of this technology, then you know that things that you do in your life matter.
If I did have an opportunity to meet a cancer survivor, I'm sure I could take something positive away from that.
My name is Jocelyn, and I'm a cancer survivor. I had cancer. I have no evidence of disease now.
I would love to meet the people that made the machines. I had such an amazing group of doctors and nurses. It would just make such a complete picture of why I'm sitting here today.
From the moment we walked in the front door, just to see me, not as a cancer patient, but as a person that had been helped by their work, I was just blown away. life's been good to me. I feel like one of the luckiest guys in the world.
It's only late February, but it's never too early for a lot of folks to start thinking about filing their tax returns. And this year, we can add one more reason to get it done early. Tech-savvy thieves going after your money. As our Justice correspondent Pete Williams reports tonight, if you don't file soon, someone else may end up getting the refund you're expecting.
That's my baby.
Bart Cohen, a retired Miami police officer, only recently got his tax refund. Not from this year, from last year. Expecting a $4,000 refund, he was stunned to discover that someone else beat him to it.
It's just a huge nightmare that you just can't believe that's happening.
It took months to straighten it out with the IRS, all that time without his refund.
I'm retired and disabled, so we live paycheck to paycheck, and it's important that the money is there for us.
The crime of stealing someone's identity to get a tax refund from the IRS has exploded from nearly 49,000 cases 2 years ago to more than 260,000 a year now. Last year alone, the IRS says it stopped phony claims for $1.4 billion in refunds. In Florida, police say it's sweeping the streets like a drug epidemic. Entire rooms of people using tax filing software armed with stolen Social Security numbers, the key to the scam. With their piles of cash, they buy expensive cars, jewelry, and clothes. The government says it's putting in more tripwires, such as name and address mismatches. But the deputy IRS commissioner says it's hard to separate honest record changes from dishonest ones.
Millions of taxpayers move every year. Millions of taxpayers, have children. Millions of taxpayers change jobs. And so we have to go through the process of validating, are you really who you say you are?
The IRS is also hoping to check returns against W-2 pay forms more quickly, something it doesn't do now until after refund checks go out. So how to protect yourself? The experts stress safeguarding your Social Security number above all.
Don't use it as a password. Don't let companies use it as a login ID for you. Never enter it on a website, no matter how many times the website asks you. Protect that Social Security number like it's money, because it is.
And the most important tip, file early so you get your refund before someone else does. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
Up next here tonight, how all this warm weather we've been seeing has created a new and welcome kind of winter wonderland.
Hi, I'm Aaron from Safelight, on my way to help a couple who had quite a shock this morning. Their side window and windshield were shattered. They called Safelight.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I can help you right away.
Safelight has more windshields and side glass in stock than anyone, so I was able to fix it fast. And they were happy.
That looks great.
Thank you. Because our work is backed by a national lifetime warranty. So call Safelight 24/7.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
You wouldn't want your doctor doing your job. So why are you doing hers? Only your doctor can determine if your persistent heartburn is actually something more serious, like acid reflux disease. Over time, stomach acid can damage the lining of your esophagus. For many, prescription Nexium not only provides 24-hour heartburn relief, but can also help heal acid-related erosions in the lining of your esophagus. Talk to your doctor about the risk for osteoporosis-related bone fractures and low magnesium levels with long-term use of Nexium. Possible side effects include headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. Let your doctor do her job, and you do yours. Ask if Nexium is right for you. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
I stepped on the machine, and it showed me the pressure points on my feet and exactly where I needed more support.
I had tired, achy feet until I got my number, my Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotics number.
Now I'm a believer.
You'll be a believer, too. Learn where to find your number at drscholls.com.
Looking for a better place to put your cash? Here's one you may not have thought of: Fidelity. Now you don't have to go to a bank to get the things you want from a bank, like no-fee ATMs all over the world. Free check writing and mobile deposits. Now depositing a check is as easy as taking a picture. Free online bill payments. A highly acclaimed credit card with 2% cash back into your Fidelity account. Open a Fidelity Cash Management account today and discover another reason serious investors are choosing Fidelity.
makes her rock center debut on a journey with a young American risking his life to expose a crisis.
I am showing the world what is happening. It's up to the world to act.
Rock Center, Wednesday at 9/8 Central on NBC.
3 family members killed by a driver under the influence of diabetes. Should that diabetic driver be charged with a crime? Today's TMJ4 News investigates driving while diabetic. Tomorrow night at 10.
Blowing, drifting snow. Low visibility. Frigid wind chills. Just another day at the office for John Milan and Storm Team 4. On your side. Get your Storm Team forecast on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
We're back now with a developing story in Ontario, Canada. Tonight, a passenger train derailment. At least 3 people are reported killed, and emergency crews are working to rescue others from the wreckage.